Welcome! In this video, we're going to look at strategic decisions in Deathmatch. For players used to random map, Deathmatch at first may seem like a hotkey spamming match. A beats B because A hits his keyboard harder and quicker than B. Conquest in this view is achieved by banging keys mindlessly, producing a gigantic army, then swarming your enemies with hordes of zombie units. Agile fingers supposedly matter more than thoughtful planning or strategy. Well, this view is mistaken. Strategy is essential to Deathmatch. Similar to random map, strategy in Deathmatch can be highly complex and dynamic, something that is difficult to master. For our purposes here, however, we can simplify strategy into two key decisions based on three factors. These two decisions are, first, what units to build, and second, where to attack. To make these two decisions, we then need to consider the three factors: geography, the enemy civilization, and the enemy army size. All this sounds rather abstract. Let's look at an example. Here, I play a 1 versus 1 random civilization game and happen to get Huns. I instinctively build stables, aiming to make paladins. These sturdy horsemen provide strong mobility to pick off enemy villages, and are also excellent at defending my own base from enemy scouts picking off my villages. However, I quickly discover that the enemy is Saracen, a civilization feared for their anti-cav camels and Mamelukes. Responding to this new information, I quickly decide to cut back on my stables and add infantry foundations. This would allow me to produce halberdiers, an effective counter unit against camels. I also add a number of archery foundations, anticipating that I need additional firepower to complement my halberdiers. So, instead of just building everything and hoping for the best, I've demonstrated in this short example how to adjust the types of units we build based on the enemy civilization. Typically, we want to build buildings that produce the counter units against the enemy civ. Now, let's look at the map of this game. Between the enemy and myself is an open, flat plain. In this area, there's no hill that would favor my attack or defense. This means where I build my forward castles depend on the two other factors: enemy civilization and enemy army size. Saracens is a powerful post-imperial civilization and a particularly effective counter-civilization against Huns. Their siege onagers and Mamelukes decimate Hun paladins, halberdiers, and horse archers in seconds. Even if my enemy's Saracen army is just half the size of my Hun army, he could still destroy my troops with ease. Placing my forward castles close to him would therefore be foolish. He would destroy my army and quickly destroy my forward castles too. Having this information in mind, I opted to play defensively on the main front, building my castles closer to my base. While I play defensively on the main front, I try to harass and distract my enemy by attacking from the left and the right side of the map. The strength of the Hun army lies in its mobility. I attack the enemy from the left, and when he brings Mamelukes to defend, I flee and launch another attack on the right. Specifically, I exploited the large hill on the upper right corner of the map, which is relatively close to the enemy's base. I sent a villager early in the game to build a castle on that hill, thinking ahead that I will attack from that hill later in the game. by pooling my enemy's army to different locations, I delayed a focused and hard to defend attack on my main base. And it worked. My enemy, fending off raids from the left and the right, never was able to make a big push in the middle. Eventually, his resources ran out and he resigned. To sum up, we've used the example of Huns versus Saracens to explain the principles behind what units to build and where to attack. And we did that by looking at the geography of the map, the enemy civilization, and the enemy army size. Thank you for watching this video. Good luck and have fun.